Well, the first one of these went pretty well, so I figured why not talk about 10 more AI-generated Goosebumps. This will be like the first one, so if you enjoy these, comment down below and let me know what you think. Ice cream truck. Honestly, this is something I'd expect from Stein. This is some kind of wordplay I could see him doing. Maybe not a gigantic, evil white worm popping out of the truck, but I could see there being some kind of premises about a haunted ice cream truck. Actually, I think they did one of those in the Nightmare Hour, now that I think about it. But maybe, like, the truck is a mimic, and so when the kids chase it down and it stops for them, it consumes one of them. Hence the name Ice Cream Truck, because you're going to scream before it eats you. It's probably a little too hardcore for Goosebumps, but let me tell you, that'd be a hell of a story. I'd read it. Alright, so I'm going to give this cover a 7. I like the art, I like the color, I think it works really well. I wish it was a book. I Stomp on Your Roof. Now this to me looks like it could be a Goosebumps book. I feel like out of everything I've looked at so far, if anything could be one, it would be this one. I could see the story being about a kid whose family moves into this house, and essentially he sees this figure around the outside of his house, and maybe like it even looks directly at him and points, makes this weird screech noise, and he wakes up to a crudely written message that says, "I stomp on your roof." I give this one's art an 8 out of 10, and I would definitely read this if it was a book. The Curse of the Midnight Woods. Now, the tagline for this one's weird. It says, "Be careful what you wish for. It may just come true," which I'm pretty sure is just ripped from Be Careful What You Wish For. With that in mind, maybe this is a sequel to Be Careful What You Wish For, and essentially this kid wishes that he was able to protect the forest, and in turn becomes this giant tree monster. I'm really not sure what the premises would be. If I hadn't read the tagline, I maybe would have different opinions. Maybe the giant tree monster comes to whoever goes into the woods at midnight and grants their wish, but it has a monkey paw kind of twist. I don't know, the art's okay. I wouldn't say it's like the best. I really like the color scheme where they use a green on green. Let's go with, I don't know, I'm going to give this one a 6.5. Bomblet. Okay, yeah, this one's kind of wild. I definitely dig the color scheme. Maybe it's an unofficial sequel to Egg Monsters from Mars. If you cook one, you get a bomblet. The tagline is, "Breakfast is a disaster." Okay, so plot-wise, maybe we're in the same town where the egg monsters from Mars were found. There's some kind of cooking contest for breakfast. Don't ask me why. The kid finds an egg monster, he cooks it, and bam, you get a bomblet. And if the judge uses their fork to cut into it, it'll explode. Art-wise, I'd give this a 5 out of 10. It's not the worst, but it's nowhere near the best. Alright, Fast Scarecrows. And, I mean, the picture paints 1,000 words here. It's creepy. I like the way the Scarecrow's running. I like the fact that it's running during the day. This is probably an unofficial sequel to Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. These are variants of those Scarecrows, and they're fast, hence why they're running. I definitely like this one. I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10 for the art. I could see maybe us having a chase scene where our main character hops on a dirt bike and has to outrun a Scarecrow who is insanely fast. Ghosts cannot be microwaved. Okay, so this one's really interesting. I like the color scheme for starters. Obviously, the story would be about a ghost being microwaved, and maybe what would happen if you did microwave a ghost. My guess is it would turn into a poltergeist or a demon. So the tagline is, "They should have read the instructions." So I'm going to assume maybe this is like one of those mail order kits from a magazine, like, order your own ghost, and the kid gets it, and one of the rules, kind of like Gremlins, is don't microwave your ghost, and then he microwaves it, and then something really bad happens. I could see it having a really silly twist where essentially you put your ghost in the freezer to fix the problem. Either way, I really like the art. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Bloodsucking 101. So obviously this is a book about a vampire school, or class taught by a vampire. This could be an unofficial sequel to Vampire Breath. Maybe Count Nightwing comes out of retirement and decides to start teaching younger vampires how to be a vampire. I could see that being an entire book. Either way, I do like the art. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I'm going to give it a 7.5. And the tagline is, "The teacher will see you after class." I could see one of the twists in the book being that our main character essentially isn't a vampire and was sent to this school by mistake and is, fighting for their life. Never Ask a Genie for French Fries. This just screams classic Goosebumps. This feels like a missed opportunity, especially because we had that Aladdin movie in the 90s around the time Goosebumps was at main hype. The tagline says, "Your dish is his command." I could see this kid finds a lamp in the ball pit at a fast food restaurant, cough cough, McDonald's ripoff. He rubs it, and then something along the lines of he loves French fries, so he wishes to have unlimited French fries. And essentially, it's a monkey's paw kind of deal where he gets his wish, but there's a catch. I'd give this cover an 8 out of 10, and I really wish it was a book. The Fancy Werewolf. So this is a fun take on werewolves. He's pink. The tagline says he's ready to make a slash, and I could see this being like some kind of one-off book where somebody moves to some kind of woodsy area, maybe somewhere like in Vermont, and essentially that there's this persnickety guy who teaches at the school, and everyone says he's really weird but prim and proper, and it turns out he's the Fancy Werewolf. The fun twist is he goes around tearing up garden beds if he finds them unfabulous. I give this book a 7 out of 10, and I would definitely read it if it was real. Hall Monitor 5000. Now this is giving me some real retro late 90s vibes. I could see in this book the school is invested in the latest and greatest hall monitor bots that are guaranteed to stop students from cutting class, but the catch is they kind of go haywire and maybe they take the kids and they lock them away in this place they call forever detention, and the kids have to band together to try to get out of this place that they were thrown into by the Hall Monitor 5000s. We got a neat art, a cool color concept, and definitely something I think would have worked at the time. Oh, and the tagline, "Sure you brought your hall pass?" ? Well guys, that wraps it up for this edition of AI Goosebumps. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one when I do Volume 3.